Yeah, so I think since we have some time, guys, since we have a bit of time, like we've got quite a bit of time, maybe we can just show you a few cool things on cash because.
Ooh, I'd like to see this.
Because I mean,
why not?
Yeah, that match finished pretty damn quick. PDQ. All right, so give me a second and I'll set things up over here. But I think it's worth discussing.
Yes.
It's quite cool that we saw 2 cash games in a row because we can see the difference between the first one and the second one in how the lines of engagement were held. And my English was failing me, despite it being my first language, in trying to explain some situations there. So, see if we can do this. All right, if we switch to the game.
FACEIT training config.
FACEIT training config,
What's that
baby.
name? What's your name?
Name. Oh, Le Chiffre. I have, because you heard me mention earlier that I had 10 CSGO accounts.
Oh, I know. I saw your tweet about them being like evil people from the James Bond movie.
Yeah, because I have 10 CSGO accounts because I've just continuously been trying to win Dragon Laws, and I've failed every single mission. I've got P90 Storm or that UMP Indigo, whatever it is. Yeah. So I've given up now because, I mean, I think 10 is quite enough. Okay. Okay. I pressed the wrong button. I pressed the wrong button. Okay.
I maybe wrote the wrong. Impulse 101. All right.
Fine. All right.
Show us, James.
Okay, I bought the wrong gun. Never mind. So, by the way, this is the knife you can win if you're a subscriber when we hit 450k. All right. So, on the first match, we just saw like this angle being held almost continuously, right? So, like if you're an AWPer, for example, you can crouch peek the angle. Like that, and you're probably going to get a frag like 8 out of 10 times. Crouch peeking. So that's a problem. And you saw the CT who was here was like, you know, he'd hold it early with a rifle, then he'd be holding a passive one, which can give the suggestion that there's nobody holding this angle because he's holding a passive angle, and I think he might have had a teammate here. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But you know, if you're just standing in an obvious angle like this, then you're going to get picked a lot. So if you're standing here, you know, with an off angle, better with an AWP than with an AK or an M4. Then that's another option, or you know, the passive one, or even peeking now and then. But what Happy does, for example, he has a nade. And he just does this. He's just having a look there. He's getting the information because then if he gets the information there, he can choose to smoke off if he wants to, or he can peek with a teammate, or he can have like if there's somebody playing mid to A, he can throw a flash in for him, for example. So he could just throw a flash like that.
Yeah.
And then that goes down, and then Happy can peek.
I also like the way Olaf Meister plays with the op sometimes on this position where he goes back and he's like behind, or like behind even more further in the corner here, and he just pops out like that, and he makes the frag. And he makes the frag, and then he just goes out of that to the right, turns around this box here, and he goes to the right, and then he gets another peek as they move in, and he usually gets 2 or 3 frags in that position with the op. It's really very good, very good indeed.
So here are some nades that I made on this site. So if you're playing at home and you want to know how to do some nades, one nade I do is basically just line yourself up so your crosshair is between this hideous nose. Then you put your index finger in line with this line, and you put your thumb in line with this, like that. And that will make a very clean smoke into this area. So if you want to, I'll show you another smoke later. But if you want to, if you don't want to take this duel, but you want to like emerge from this angle or start pushing the site, etc., then that is the first smoke you can do there. By the way, all these smokes are on FACEIT.com on our YouTube, so you can see it all there. We have a cache one already. Second one, you go into this corner. You're not on top of this pipe, so bear that in mind. You are just standing on top of this box in this corner right here. And basically, you're going to have the tip of your thumb just to the left of this kind of dirt streak here, like that. So you can see there's like a little corner of the thumb, which I'm putting in line with this. So just there, just a little bit to the left. And you can see it just bounces on the corner of that thing there.
Quite interesting. You're the first person to measure based on the hand rather than the crosshair.
And with this, you can actually plant the bomb here. I won't plant it because then it will end the round. But this is like a sneaky plant you can do. And with that, the way that I did that smoke, you won't be seen when you plant the bomb here. And then that gives you more options because depending on the situation, I generally only use this plant when I'm on an eco round.
Yeah, I guess.
But if you could have somebody like coming out of mid late, for example, and have 4 people going that way, then that means you can defend the bomb from here. Obviously, you probably wouldn't have an on eco, but
if you're already in a position where you've got shot and you're pushing into A site at the same time, then you're pretty good. You're pretty good to take the A site. But yeah, that's a pretty good eco round plant because it gives you a free plant really without dying. But usually, because the CTs can hear where the bomb's being planted, they're just going to spray through that smoke.
Yeah, and another example on this site, I'll show you some smokes. This particular one leaves you exposed to this angle, so. If you're going to throw this smoke, then you need people covering. But
I'll make sure it's smoked off.
But the thing is, I don't know how useful this is, to be honest with you, because by the time you have people covering this angle, you've probably been spotted by a CT.
Yep.
So this becomes less relevant because you're probably going to be rushing. But basically, you're in this corner. You line up. I might get this one wrong, actually. I really hope I don't. But I think it's there's this piece of dirt here. I think you line up with this line. It's either this line or this line, but I'll try this one first.
Is that a headshot?
That does the job. Yeah, it is
it's
indeed.
headshot. This is a really good because you can see his feet.
Exactly, it smokes off headshot, but you can still see his feet as well. And if you have a smoke teammate smoking here and here, then you can actually plant the bomb in this smoke as well once you clear the site, which is like worst case scenario for the CTs. Also, with regards to bomb plants, everybody runs onto the site. Like if you're playing pugs and so on, everyone just runs and plants it here, right? Yep. But if you have control of vents, then plant the bomb here instead, because you're still covered from up here, so you get a safe plant, and you don't have to be on the site to defend it. The problem post-plant with planting the bomb here on the T side is that you can't defend it unless you're on the site. Essentially, you can't defend it from anywhere else. Unless you have a Molotov, then maybe you could. But then if they smoke themselves, then you're screwed. So if you plant the bomb, there are 2 plant spots actually. If you plant the bomb here, then you can defend it from this area. The other one is here. Again, this is another safe plant because you can't be shot while you're planting, and you can defend the bomb from that area. So that makes life easier for you as a tease. I'll show you. The other smoke I have is for the CTs. So basically, you want to stand so you can't see this gap. So anywhere like here is fine. And it's a running smoke, and you want to throw it just as you hit this corner. And the idea is you want to throw it about here, somewhere above this line, basically, so it bounces far enough. So, and you can see that is
the CT smoke.
Pretty perfect. CT
it's
smoke.
very good. I mean, usually you don't see a lot of smokes that can fully get CT. You always have that little bottom corner there, but. No,
yeah, if it was a bit more to the right. But I mean, that's a tiny thing. I don't think that's really going to get you a kill. But those are some useful smokes for you.
Top tips from James.
Yeah, I suppose there are some I can do for mid as well, since we have like 1 million minutes to kill. This one is by Adren from Team Liquid. But basically, you just line up with this wall, and you aim in that bottom right corner, and that gives you a good smoke into mid. And then the idea is like you have your teammates coming up and into this position, and then you throw a pop flash into the smoke. So basically just the same angle. So if the CTs are here, they get completely flashed. They have no idea what's going on. Problem is you need to do it pretty fast because sometimes the CTs will be trying to rush to the other side of mid. But also like if I'm a CT and I'm running to get to the other side of mid, I'm running this way anyway. Because I'm expecting lots of flashes to come in from the T's, so I'm running like that to try and avoid them. Okay, I think that's about all the useful stuff I have to show you. Oh, another rudimentary smoke. It's not really a smoke for planting because I never do it consistently. But if you just throw a smoke like that off the box, then you get a smoke. Which just if you have like this is an angle you can play as an AWPer. This is a common angle, so it just kind of smokes off that angle and the forklift as well. But again, it's a running smoke and it can be inconsistent, as you can see. There's a bit of a more of a significant gap there. Smoke is disappearing there. But again, I think, you know, this is something that we didn't see in the first match, which I think is kind of, it's an option. It's not something you have to do, but I think it's definitely better than just standing here for like the whole round and just
you can't really do that.
If you're losing duels again and again and again and again and again, then I would say play more passive position and try and end defend with your teammates, throwing in flashes for you so you can peek, get your spray down. You can show them the wireless mouse in fairness.
Show them the great position Top Gun was playing when they threw the main flash in with the op and he was just on top of the barrels.
Oh yeah.
He's just picking up loads of frags.
Where was that?
Where do you throw your op, mate? You've lost it.
I'm in the floor. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this is a nice position where you can get a bit of gap there when you're to the rightmost. Something that Peter does as well on CLG. I don't know exactly where he throws the smokes, but it's kind of like that. He'll throw smoke like that, then he'll run through the smoke, and he'll jump onto these boxes and then get a frag through the top of the smoke, and then run back into the A-bomb site, which is something that people can try as well. Obviously, you don't need an AWP to do it. You can do it with an M4 as well. But he does it with an AWP and does it to great effect a lot of the time. So
indeed.
Yeah, and again, this angle here is a blind spot basically. If you are a T, it's like you can't peek this properly. Like you can't. If I'm standing right in the corner, you can't see me.
You have to go into the site first.
Yeah, you have to
come all
the way out.
Shot from everywhere.
Yeah, so that's a. So you can see there's a whole extra rung that you can't see in all this space for a CT to stand. So yeah, that's another difficult spot. And obviously, just something that some people may not realize, but it's a bit obvious. If you're a T coming towards main, you can just crouch here, and the CTs will not see you, and you can just pop up and then shoot people as necessary if you're expecting them to push in. Also, obviously, it protects you from pop flashes. Something the CTs will often do is you'll have one player a bit back, and he'll throw the pop flash, and there'll be a teammate like here, and obviously he faces this way, pop flash comes in, and boom, he can just go for a peek. So you can do a timing peek towards the beginning of a round to do that. And yeah, I think that is just about it for now. So I suppose we can cut to a break before the final match, which is going to be Immunity versus Avant Garde. So we'll see you guys in about 15 to 20 minutes.
In a bit.